I mean, where did the idea or, the thesis concept for On the Other Hand come from? And where do you see that going in the future?
Here's where On the Other Hand came from. So my boss, the head of the newsroom at CNBC, had said, I kind of want you to be on Squawk Box once a week. They need more tech on Squawk Box. Once a week, you should be on Squawk Box. I was like, all right. But it didn't happen, right? It's like Squawk Box they never kind of figured out a thing to do or a slot. And every once in a while they would ask for something, but it was just kind of random. And make a long story short, the thing with Squawk Box didn't ever really happen and kind of wasn't working out, to the point where one time they asked me to do something and I was like, no, I'm not. Like, if we're going to do something like on Squawk Box, let's make it something special. Don't just call me up randomly to do some hit that anybody could do, right? And so they were like, all right, what do you want to do? And I said, okay, here's what I want to do. I want to do something special for Squawk Box, because there's anybody who watches Squawk Box knows there's lots of arguing on Squawk Box. I said, why don't we do a segment that models civil debate? I'll take 45 seconds to a minute and argue one side of an issue, usually having to do with tech. And then we'll say, on the other hand, and I'll turn around and argue the other side as if I had never said the first thing at all, right? And that'll like draw out facts. It'll be kind of funny, right? Because I'll be completely contradicting myself, and that'll be the thing. And they were like, all right, let's start. When do you want to do it? Next Thursday? And I was like, all right, next Thursday, we'll start. And that's how it happened. It hasn't changed from the very beginning.
So so that's probably one of the segments that I enjoyed the most. And I do genuinely simply just value the ability to hear both sides of a conversation civilly, because it's just so uncommon today, right? It's so, hey, go to a school board meeting. So it's just so uncommon today. And I think it's genius. It's been amazing. Can you see that segment expanding into something longer? I often think like, oh, that conversation could have gone on for 5 or 10 more minutes, right? Could you see it expanding into something longer? Could you see it becoming a panel? Could you see it transforming into something larger than what it is today?
You could be somebody's agent. You could, I don't know if you want to talk to the network brass, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Maybe we can work something out. No, I mean, I think for the segment itself, I've always tried to make it as tight as possible. If we continue to talk about it after, great. But to me, I wanted it to be something that would fit in a Twitter video, right? It was always, let's get it within 3 minutes. The beauty for me is I want to get people a little bit smarter about this issue, maybe even a lot smarter, in as little time as possible. And then that's part of the brand. That's part of the value of it is, man, I got a lot, right, out of that 3 minutes. And hopefully I was entertained. Maybe I even laughed at some point in that thing. But stay tuned. I'm working on another segment for another show that you might just see on CNBC before the year is out.